There we go. Hello everyone, I'm Shadow the Hedgehog, and today we're playing Death and Taxes. So, let's continue with day 2, like we did in the last video. I've already done stuff with Mortimer, so we'll go up here, I guess, and turn in for the night. And move on to day 3. We got a coin. Let's see what's on the agenda. Nothing, it seems. Morning Grim. A new day dawns. You ought to know the drill by now, but just in case, here's another simple one. No special request today. Try to follow the rules and choose the appropriate profiles, then send them by fax. Quota for the day, 2 humans have to die. Keep up the good work. Fate. So we have to actually choose this one, just based off of their backgrounds, I guess. Well, luckily everyone in chat can help me with this one, since Sonic and Tails aren't here at the moment. So, first we have Ishir Malik, age 39, in position dairy farmer. Ishir noticed their cows were acting strange. Then the milk started getting green tinge and could only be described as like licking a battery. Despite the protests of their spouse, they've always been keen to investigate any and all oddities life throws their way. We'll set that there for now. Let's see. Conrad is obsessed with building the ultimate gel nails. Their designs keep getting wilder and more impractical each day, but customers keep coming, thirsty for the most fashionable weaponizable nails. Let's see. Leo Bujarski. I don't know. He's a politician. Leo has been in politics for over 40 years. In that time, they've worked hard on relaxing the government's meddling in the real estate market. Although nobody has found proper proof, there have been rumors that Leo has taken many bribes from a number of realtor agencies. Let's go with Peter Fields. Peter started working as a sysadmin. No idea what that is. Well, thank you for the information. I'll turn the game volume down then. How's that? Let's wait for everyone in chat to answer first. This is better? Good. Alright then, let's continue. Peter started working as a sysadmin at a hospital straight out of college, but doesn't really understand what data security is. When new employees join the team, they usually send them all the passwords and other classified information through SIMP, unencrypted. I see. And we have Columba Hunter, age 47 and an airplane pilot. Columba is a distinguished war veteran, these days working as a well-regarded passenger air pilot. They're happily married and have 5 children. As a hobby, Columba is extremely interested in the history of religious buildings. So, now we have to figure out who lives and who dies. We have to kill at least 2 people. So, the question is, which ones? We've got 5 here. Tell me your answers in chat who you might think would be best to die. And we have Destrors, it seems. The phone says nothing, so it's purely just based off our choices. The names are Conrad, Peter, Ishir, Leo, and Columba. So we have the airplane pilot, we have the politician, the dairy farmer, the sadman, and the manicurist. Let's see. All? Well, that would certainly follow the quota, but we should probably at least keep some people alive to not lose our jobs. So, let's see. I'm I'm seeing numbers for Peter. So, we'll mark them to die. That's one for the lot. So, who's next? I hear people saying cow guy. That was... Which one was it? I think it's, yes, the dairy farmer is Shear. Well then, let's make sure those cows don't have any more bad things happen to them. So that's 2 dead. Now we can either choose to spare all the other ones, or let them die. Honestly, I'm interested in the paycheck I get for this, so I'm letting them live. So, let's continue with our choices confirmed. And now we have to go up to Fate's office, I assume. Oh. Mortimer something. Well, either way. Whatever do you say, Fate?
My latest spawn. 3 days you have been with us. How do you feel?
I feel fine, more or less.
Good. One has to focus on their tasks and avoid needless emotionality. It helps maintain composure in our stressful line of work.
I guess that's correct. Though I don't get very emotional often.
The files you sent in today.
I think you'll find them satisfactory.
Right. Everything looks to be in order. You have followed the rules and marked the correct amount of profiles.
Yes, I have.
What else to say? You may leave. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, then. And we got 300 coins. Wonder if Mortimer has anything good.
Prepare for a perilous adventure on the ocean of quality merchandising.
I'm not sure exactly if I would call this quality, but it's something. Either way, let's get out of here and go do something worthwhile, like sleeping. Now, let's go on ahead back down and get some work done. We got a number of coins. Well, and we have some messages on the phone. Crow News. All survived in a plane crash due to skillful efforts of pilot. Who needs rent caps? Asks longtime politician Leo Bajarski. The market will take care of things on its own. The short-sighted act of deregulating the real estate market puts everyone in a dangerous path. Grim. Have you looked outside today? It rains. It has been raining for hours. Appropriate to accompany the despondence within me. Well, here are some rules for you. Quota of the day. 3 humans have to die. Another day, another death. Fate. Well, let's get started. Wilton Singh. Wilton is a very proficient logistics coordinator. Their nickname at work is Smooth Operator. They also apply these skills to managing 2 separate secret families. So he's cheating on his wife and kids with another set of wife and kids, I guess. Well, I think we have a candidate for death, but let's read the rest. Ellie Godfrey. Ellie is not a virtuoso. They're also not exactly what people would call particularly talented. However, they work hard and practice a lot. Their band has started doing alright, and Ellie has been able to quit their service sector job to become a full-time keyboardist. The band has a fast-growing fan base. So we've got a keyboardist and someone who cheats on their family. Next we have Adania. Chi, as they like to be called, enjoys building and restoring muscle cars in their leisure time. It gives them solace in an otherwise monumentous life. Or monotonous. Monumentous is how I describe myself, not this person apparently. They are most proud of their first ever project, the Motor City, powered by rare 7.8 liter V8 Hemi 426 engine. No idea what that is, but alright. Next we have Fiona. A sharp mind and quick wit have served Fiona well. They are the maths expert in a popular science show, making maths cool again, and hoping no one notices their extensive tax fraud endeavors. Grim, I am watching you. You should mark this profile to live. Fate. Interesting. Billy Cree, bureaucrat. If you asked Billy if there is anything better than insanely complicated paperwork, they'd say no. The best part of their day is annulling applications because of missing signatures in obscure locations. So, let's line these all up. I think we know who we're going to kill at least now. Namely, this one. They'll be dying soon. Are you playing the role of God or something in this game? No, not exactly. More like the God of Death. General God doesn't exactly describe it. Let's see. So we have to kill 3 today. Well, Fate wanted us to kill this one, so we might as well. That just leaves 1 more. We have these 3. We have Billy, Ellie, and Adania. Or Chi, as they like to be called. So, who do we think is going to die? Someone asked in chat, do the uwu. And you know what? I don't think I will. I'd personally rather not. Last I checked, Fiona isn't set to live by fate. Someone said pick Billy, and honestly, I'd have to agree. Billy, you're not going to be living for very long. And you two are. So, let's continue. Now let's go on up and see what fate has to say about today's offerings.
Grim, there you are. Let us be quick. All the profiles are here, just as requested. Excellent work. Although you made an error with my test note, such inattention is not commendable. I do not fully understand what you are planning to do with these small and trivial acts of rebellion. You are mainly just making it more difficult for yourself.
I don't follow your rules. I kill who I want. Especially not your cat.
Anyway, I am quite busy tonight, so you can go. Until tomorrow, Grim.
Alright then. Until tomorrow, I guess. Let's go down and see if Mortimer has anything better this time around.
What ho! How can me humble and not at all adventurous self assist you today?
I don't know, how can you? You know what? Let's get this mirror.
Oh, 'tis wondrous marvel. Once upon me and me crew sailed the southern seas and came across an accursed lighthouse.
Accursed, you say?
Plundered a lot of it, even the mirrors. Built the frame from beautiful driftwood washed ashore from the ship we rammed into. Carved it in all gold, too, course. I, a proper beauty.
Whatever you say. Now there was a thing with that mirror. Was it up here or was it just down here? Dressing room. Oh, so I guess we can change our appearance here. Interesting. Well, we don't need to because I think I look just fine. Now, let's go into our office. Let's see, anything on the docket? Dozens of jobs lost after catastrophic cargo mismanagement. These two had no idea they were married until the same person are married to the same person until this funeral dispute. Office clerk wins local race tournament in a spectacular underdog dark horse display. Donates prize money to charity. Amateur keyboardist lays down a passably acceptable keyboard solo at latest concert. Morning Grim. It is but a mundane day, nothing out of the ordinary going on anywhere. A regular day in the usual district of the typical planet, who longs for some excitement. Quota for the day. 2 humans have to die. And spare any humans with a food service background. I hope you enjoy the routine. Fate. Well, let's spread these out first, and then get down to business. Alright, starting with Fernandino? That is a very strange name. Fernandino loves coffee and enjoys crafting elaborate foam art. They're an avid supporter of bamboo cups, dishes, and utensils. In their free time, Fernando likes bird watching, pirate films, and selling bootleg Azure discs. They also have a modestly popular film review blog. So they're a barista. Levi Schaefer, a defense contractor. Levi sells weapons to anyone in need of them. Their biggest customer, of course, is the military. They have sent lobbyists into governments to make sure there is always a war going on somewhere. However, their grandparents' last wish was for Levi to protect the forest of their homeland, for which Levi has been constantly funneling money. Now we have Sigmund Darren. Sigmund lives together with their artist girlfriend. They like craft beer and biking. Sigmund's brew was voted best local craft beer of the year twice. Now we have Gordon Onagoye. Gordon got through medical college mostly by cheating. As such, they barely remember what they were taught. When people ask for consultations at the pharmacy, they usually say a lot of random but smart-sounding words. They also often sell the medicine randomly. Gianni Wright. Gianni prepares the food for cooking, beverages for drinking. Later, they clean the kitchen work areas. It's routine and repetitive work, but it's the best they can manage while trying to get themselves through college. They've learned to cope with the struggle after their parents died when they were very young. Lastly, we have Tara. Tara can read the thoughts and feelings of their boss at any given moment because they've successfully learned all the minuscule facial twitches. Although they often tell everyone their career ambitions at length, in truth, they're just happy to help. So, for our assignment, we have to kill 2 humans and spare any humans with food service background. So let's see. Who all has food service things? You. I'll do that. And then, a pharmacist, you die. I don't care for your practices. You I'll at least let live. And you, I'll let die. And you can live, I guess. And you. I think you're going to die. 1 extra death won't hurt anybody, will it? Well, let's see. We should go up to Fate's office, see what he has to say.
What a day, Grim. What a day. Let us go over your conduct first. I see too many doomed profiles here. You must understand, excess death is not good.
Oh, is it not? I hadn't noticed.
Our process has been meticulously designed and calculated. You need to exercise more caution.
Says you. I'll do what I please.
Anyway, Grim, 5 days you have been with us. How does it feel to make the difficult choices?
Honestly, I feel like I'm not killing enough people. I crave more.
Grim, take this seriously. We are here to save the humans from themselves and hold the chaos at bay.
I am taking it seriously. I'd like to kill more people.
Think of the humans. Do you think our office is the appropriate way to deal with them?
Probably not. Is there another way?
Perhaps No, never mind. I have not found a way around the tradition, and I have been here a long time. This control over all the lives, unbeknownst to the humans, do you not consider it unethical to make the choices you make?
But you hand out the rules and make me do the choices.
True enough. One must be in charge. The others are there to follow.
And I'm not going to follow your orders anymore.
The office is perennial and venerated. Eons we have spent designing the appropriate methods and strategies. We know what we are doing.
I'm not so certain.
Oh, I do apologize for taking up so much of your time. Before you go, are there any questions you would like to ask me?
Not really.
Right. It has been enlightening. I bid you a good night. See you tomorrow.
Whatever. Well, we got $0. Guess I should probably go off to bed. End the day. And go down to the offices. Anything on the phone? Crow News. Local brewer wins the Best Beer of the Year competition 3rd time in a row. A new modern painting exhibition. Pictures of happiness. Fashion firm in disarray. CEO says, no one really gets me here anymore. Number of armed conflicts decreasing, experts say. Fighting game developers Toolshed announced new league of upcoming Grand Reaper V. Morning Grim. We seem to be on the precipice of dark times. I may have warned you that this job can have some harsh moments. Today is that day. Quota for the day. A total of 6 humans have to die. At least 2 humans aged 60 or older have to die. Any humans with an economy-related profession have to die. This is very serious. Fate. Seems we've got a lot of profiles to go through. So, let's do it. We have to kill 6, it said, so we can only spare 2. First we have Kim. Kim has lived through 3 bank robberies. Sick and tired of it always happening, they decide to join the robbers on the 3rd attempt. They are last seen trying to escape the country. Jarl is currently researching the soda market, hoping to find a new angle. It's a make-or-break situation for Jarl, as they're trying to provide for their family while succumbing to credit card debt. Their boss is thinking of firing them due to low results. Izusa. What did the chemists say when they found 2 isotopes of helium? He. I think I could feel my eyes rolling back into my skull. It's just one of the jokes you can hear when working with Izusa. They annoy their coworkers with chemistry jokes all day, but they can't be fired since they're incredibly good at their job. I guess I'll just have to make sure that happens. Andreas. Andreas is a traumatized veteran of the Marisoya Peninsula conflict, now living on the streets. They are very good with animals, and are a staunch vegetarian, even while being in the rough. Sometimes one has just seen too much suffering and death. Roz, a widely celebrated economist, is called the preeminent expert in market manipulation. For the past decade, they have appeared on many television programs, advising people when and where to invest their funds. We got Raiko. A father of 6, has won the championship title for Grand Reaper IV 8 times, making them the prevailing world best at said fighting game. After retiring, due to age, they have pivoted towards tournament commentary and coaching new players. And we have Jean. Jean Baptiste is a retired carpenter and a veteran of a long-ago military conflict at the Marisola Peninsula. For years they have had to deal with bouts of PTSD, which they've managed to alleviate in their twilight years by painting and composing melancholic folk songs. they run a successful investment firm on the side. So let's see. Today I'll at least try and do what fate says, considering he seems to be very adamant about this one going correctly. Well, we know who we're taking off this list. Those two, for example. So, any humans with an economy-related profession have to die. So, market researcher, you die. And banker, you die. Digital athlete, you can live. So now it's just these two. Bank teller, die. And, let's see. Who have we gotten to live so far? You, and, I'll let you live. And you get to die. Just as I planned to from the beginning, so this is fine. What if everyone you deemed to die ended up dying in the weirdest or stupidest ways? I would like to watch. It would be funny.
Ah, Grim. It looks to be a rough day out there. New recruits often falter during dark time. Yet you seem to have performed adequately. How do you feel after such a day?
There was a lot to do, but I worked it all out.
Good, good. We have to do what is necessary, even if we do not fully understand why. Let us hope these days do not continue. Any idea what happened?
Don't really care. Death is death.
Indeed. All things must die, eventually. All things must die.
Not
Off you go
incorrect.
now, Grim. Good night.
Good night. Oh, I think I'd like to stop by Mortimer's, just to see if there's anything I can get.
Good patron, me ship of goods is at your service.
I can't get that, widget, whatever. Ears of the Beast. I don't want to be a furry, and this is too expensive. Both of these are. Well, let's go upstairs and go sleep. End off this day. And now, back to the Grim office. Let's see. Local man commits suicide after losing family savings in market crash. Respected financer found dead after devastating market crash. Suicide suspected. Crooked bankers, master bank officials under investigation for year-long fraud. Is it really that hard for people to stop being poor? Our latest column has the answers. Soda research taken too far as market researcher drowns in a vat of soda. A bubbly death. Bank robber arrested over a neighboring altar and dies as ship bringing them home sinks in a storm. What are digital athletes of yesterday up to these days? Button mashing not a valid tactic, study finds. Tragedy strikes as a local lab tech murdered after repeatedly saying drop the bass while titerating. Good. Morning, Grim. Okay. See if we can clean up the mess from yesterday. That might give you just the boost you needed. But do not forget. You may leave troubles behind, but new ones always lie ahead. 2 humans have to die. Spare humans who seem helpful against the troubles. Keep vigilant. Fate. Well, seems we'll have to try and do this based off of what's going on in the world right now. We'll start off with Holland. Once during a routine burglary, Holland got attacked by a kid who was unintentionally left behind by their vacationing family. This occurrence made them appreciate the quiet days far more. Usually, they leave a clean house behind, sometimes even doing the dishes. We'll get to you later. Rosalind's favorite plant is the common grass, which they implant everywhere they work. No flowers, no trees, no bushes. Only grass, as far as the eye can see. The lack of biodiversity in these gardens is seriously affecting local bee populations. I'm already marking you for death, because we need bees. Bees are good. Antony is known for making experimental games and genre-bending art pieces. Lately, they've experimented with pain-based control schemes, facial feature-based difficulty levels, psychedelic imagery, and incredibly addicting game mechanics. They're one small nudge away from making it big. Dane is basically a default human, with few to none bells or whistles attached. They sigh a lot and are often grumpy, or just sit in a corner silently. It may be their secret way of coming up with jokes. They're the originator of a comedy podcast about bad times. Bruno is a mercenary, always ready to work for the highest bidder. They're currently stationed at Ferrodin, with a government contract providing security services. They act tough and gung-ho to cover up the fact that they have been trained to properly act in a combat zone. Or they haven't been. There's nothing like the smell of freshly minced coal in the morning. Or mined coal in the morning, not minced. Minced coal would be weird. At least that's what Angus believes. They consult politicians on all energy-related policies, always advocating for more drilling, more mining, more cutting. Clean energy is for losers, apparently. So let's see. We have to stop things that are going bad right now. Let's see. So you have to do things about crooked crooked bankers, I think. So let's see. 2 humans have to die. So, let's see who we'd like to kill. Everyone in chat, who would you like to die today? I see 2 votes for the burglar. Let's see. Well, we have the burglar, the mercenary, the policy consultant, podcast comedian, sad person, and game developer. And it seems like people want the burglar to die. So that's what's going to happen. And everyone else can live. Even you, sad comedian podcast person. So, let's make our choice. And stick with it. And now, we go up to Fate's office.
Welcome, Grim. It is the end of the week. Your performance review draws near. How do you think you have been doing?
I think I've managed to follow the rules, even if I don't want to.
Interesting. Yes, your answer has been recorded for the psych eval. Now then, before the assessment, let us look over your daily conduct.
All right.
See, the required profiles are all here. Excellent. This bodes well for the evaluation. I guess it is time to get started.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Now, where did I put those papers? Ah, here we go. Right. Looking at these stats, the numbers say your conduct over the 7 days has been most excellent. I am, sincerely, surprised and pleased by your display of loyalty. So much so that the office has deemed you fit for a raise.
I don't really do this for the money, you know. I do it so I can kill more people, but go off.
Speaking of, the raise also comes with a prize. The office is proud to present you with an award of excellence. Display it proudly on your workstation.
Fine. This feels like a sarcastic clap, and I don't care for it.
Do not let this cloud your judgment. You still have much to learn and many rules to follow.
Piece of cake.
Careful, Grim. That is exactly the kind of hubris that will lead to a downfall.
I don't have hubris. I have confidence.
As such, your 7-day evaluation period has concluded. You have passed. That is all. Until tomorrow, Grim.
Fine then. Well, let's see if Mortimer has anything for me.
Need ye cures for ailments or intriguing to ward off a curse?
What is this? The Leviathan, the Lethean Obliviator is used to remove grievous mistakes, meaning it erases whichever mark you made on a profile, when used only. A visage which is in equal parts bold, gruff, smooth, and cool. Striking the old days when expensive advertising told me smoking was cool. I don't need any of these things. My decisions are always correct. Now, let's go to sleep. And go back down to the office. Well, now I have an award. Or a plaque or something. Bad Film Podcast voted #1 comedy podcast at this year's Cosmo Arts Convention. The return of bees brings a bountiful apple harvest. Another forest cleared and area turned into a coal mine. When will it end? Sun Country's air quality worsening. Rising usage of fossil fuels to blame. Mercenary Squad blows up a museum full of historical documents and artifacts. Anti-war senator demands, why are there unqualified mercs running around in conflict zones committing war crimes? Game developer struggles with getting multi-sensory gaming experience to work. It mostly just feels like bugs crawling all over your skin. Burglar stumbles on a frighteningly complex array of traps during a break-in. Dies from serious head trauma. So, he basically got home alone. Micro-sale steam mechanics could unlock access to a brand new dimension, and possibly destroy the world. Rowdy particles on the rise cause disturbances at various neighborhoods. A whole week already. My, the time flies. Well, more tasks straight ahead. I think we're making a difference. So let us continue with what we are doing. Quota for the day. 3 humans have to die. And spare any humans aged between 35 and 60, if possible. Let's lay these out and get to work. Aaron is a small-time criminal, selling low-grade narcotics to those who just want to party. Lately, they've started selling experimenting with different chemical compounds to figure out if they could concoct any new interesting blends. Part-time scholar, part-time engineer, and part-time musician who delights in building their own musical instruments out of scrap and spare parts. Hayden is a geologist who is adamant in their belief that micro-scale steam mechanics are totally doable. They dream of coding a micro-scale model steam train by using the soon-to-be available technology. For years, Langston has accumulated wealth from various plots of real estate handed down to them from their family, who managed to acquire said holdings decades ago through a number of shady deals, during the so-called we don't really talk about it days of business. And nature was not stingy when it came to granting charisma to Mercury. A true silver tongue, the smooth talker could convince anyone to do almost anything. As such, they found their calling being a motivational speaker. Recently, they included proselytizing? No idea what that is. They're over. Well, let's look at the ages. 35 and 60. So we'd have to spare him, and him, and him. Not him. Not him. But 3 of them have to die, so we have to kill one of them. I say this one. And the other 2 are the unfortunately obvious choices. And these 2 get to live. Well, let's turn them in. And now we have to go up to Fate's office.
Grim. Ah, yes, there you are. Good, good. Okay, now, listen up. Great work today. You fulfilled your tasks adequately, and all that.
Yes, of course I did.
However, an emergency has occurred which requires my utmost attention, and I must depart for a couple of days.
So who will I report to at the end of each day?
Yes, straight to the point. While I am gone, another will be in charge.
Another
Even
who?
though you passed the evaluation, I cannot leave you without any supervision. You will have more freedom, sure, but it is not limitless.
I prefer total freedom, but I guess I have to do this for now.
Your daily reports as usual. I will be informed of your progress.
Who will I report to?
Why, you are already acquainted. It will be Lady Portington, of course.
Is that the cat? I'm going to be reporting to the cat. It just keeps getting more and more stupid. I need to sleep. Well, let's go into the office, I guess, and get to work. Anything new on the phone today? Landlord found dead after falling down an elevator shaft in their own poorly maintained building. Join Mercury on the path of glory, a commune for those who seek the revelation. Shadow, if you could learn a side skill, what would it be? Some people have passions in cars, others in technology, even some with art. Well, I already have a secondary skill. It's maintaining my motorcycle. That should be obvious at this point. Anyways, experimenting drug dealer invents powerful hallucinogens, accidentally stumbles off bridge. Where are the bees disappearing? Where are the bees disappearing? Greetings from afar, Grim. So right after I left, mere moments, it seemed to me, something happened at the plant department. Do not ask. As such, I need you to fill in today. Basically, as a Grim for them. I hope it's okay. Quota for the day. 3 plants have to die. Good luck, Fate. Good luck. Indeed, I'm going to need it. Dionia, a Venus flytrap, is hidden in the grass next to a small path to a local honey farm. It almost got stepped on by a farmer, a dog, a horse, and 2 children. It has good living conditions with plenty of food available every day. Well, obviously, save the bees. Jovibarbra glorbifera, with a common name rolling hen and chicks, is a tiny succulent who likes sunbathing. It lives on the seaside between the rocks next to a seagull's nest, never moving, enjoying the small things in life, like not being eaten by a snail, or not having a seagull scream at it for a moment. Dionia is a Venus flytrap that lives near a pond inside a forest and is a versatile diet of bugs, and munches all day on mosquitoes, flies, and dragonflies. Overall, an exemplary plant for doing its part in the ecosystem. It's still setting in that we're now deciding the lives of plants. This is extremely strange. Agariton, these plant names are extremely weird. Agaritina, also known as white snakeroot or richweed, is a plant that grows on a cow pasture. It is a half-meter tall and has small white flowers. It is almost ready to release its small seeds with fluffy white tails in the wind. When do you get to use your personal weapons? I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use them in this game, unfortunately. Quercus is a really large and old oak tree in the Cosmopolis City Dog Park. It is home to a family of squirrels, while also providing a safe place for a local cat that likes to watch dogs and their owners walk by. So you have to kill 3 plants, but I think this one should live. And, Venus flytraps. We'll let you live, since you're doing things in the ecosystem. And you can die, and you can die, filling up our quota. Yes. They're going to plant heaven with Cosmo. The cat lies sprawled on the table, ignoring your presence. Wake up, cat. I'm supposed to report to you. The cat throws you an indifferent look. She mutters, then places her paw upon some documents littering the table. The cat repeats a sequence of contented meows. She then curls back into a ball and closes her eyes. Okay, so it's going to be like this every day. The cat shakes her head to and fro, already thinking about things other than you. She declares as you make your way out of the door. We're now reporting to a cat. This is extremely stupid. And I mean stupider than usual. Like stupider than Sonic and Tails stupid.
Friend,
Stupider than Knuckles stupid.
regular, and warms the room.
I'll buy a cactus,
Feast
I
your
guess.
eyes upon this spiky boy. Ye wouldn't believe how long I searched for it at the exalted land of cacti, just to get me phalanges on one of these. Finally unearthed it at the White Desert of Mum. It did not start there, however, you see. 'Tis a traveling cactus.
A traveling
You never
cactus.
see it move, but boy does it get around.
That's strange. I don't know if I fully believe that a cactus can move. No. What's this? It says Mortimer's. I'm not sure what that's about, but whatever. Oh. Actually, that makes sense. It's probably a delivery from Mortimer. Yes, we have the cactus now. Let's see. What's in the docket? Many people in hospital with poisoning from cow's milk. A farmer found the reason for the bees disappearing. Carnivorous plants. New trees planted in Cosmopolis City local dog park. AI breakthrough imminent. Promises founder of Transglobal Inc. Morning, Grim. Alright, we're back to normal. The plant department got their act together. You, however, should be intimately familiar with the drill by now. We mitigate chaos, bolster older, etc. Quota for the day. 2 humans have to die. Let us balance the world. Grim. Or sorry, Fate. I'm Grim, apparently. I still don't know if I like being a Grim Reaper or not. I prefer doing just about anything else, really. Though the killing part is quite fun, it gets boring after a while. Well, whatever. Emil went to college at 19 to study religion for the lulz. When weighing career options after graduation, they decided to become a priest, again, for the lulz. Some argue that attachment gives them the ability to give good, unbiased advice for troubled souls. Ronald has been working as a firefighter since their late teens, pledging to give their life to protect the people of Cosmopolis City. In remarkable physical shape, they have been organizing athletic events for communities all over the country to raise awareness for fire safety. Lucas got tangled in the whole organized crime web at an early age. Through debts their brother had incurred. To settle the score, Lucas was forced into working as a driver, although as of late they seem to be getting their hands dirtier. We have David Garver. David is the founder of Transglobal Inc., a company that produces high-tech gadgets like smartwatches and digital home assistants. For the past 5 years, David has been the foremost prominent algorithms and artificial intelligence research. Well, you don't seem to very much care about life, so you don't need it. And you you can live, I guess. You're not a good person. And you, fine, you can live. Someone said, Shadow, you were tons better than Sonic, and honestly, that shouldn't even be a contest at this point. I'm always going to be better. As you enter, the cat paces around the table as if annoyed and irritated. The cat notes while casually twirling around her in a spot, pawing at the table. I'll take this to mean I'm doing well. The cat carelessly stretches and shakes herself, seeming more or less pleased. A swift nod toward the door with her head makes it clear you should be leaving. Well, fine then. I guess I'd prefer a more terse conversation as opposed to spending time talking with Fate all day. Now what do we have? Charity event organized by local firefighters enjoyed by parents and children alike. Young thug gunned down during a police raid of a suspected mob hideout. Researchers find numerous backdoors in Transglobal Inc. products, granting access to any number of unknown parties. Morning Grim. My, your hands will be kept mighty busy today. What will the darn have you been up to over the office? From what I can see in the data, it looks like a proper mess. Quota for the day. A total of... is that 7? It's hard to read. I guess 7 humans have to die. At least 2 humans with a religious background have to die. Spare any retired people, if possible. Why is your name red? Michael has been a dedicated worker at the... Okay, Grim, yes, you. Listen up. Why are you such a tool, sitting at your desk going over all the profiles like a mindless drone? It's time to break the rules. I want you to doom all the profiles today. All of them. Prove you're not completely useless. Personally, I think I'm quite useful. Thank you very much. So, let's start with this one. Capri is strict and stoic, with a strong belief in hard work, and that they've been doing enough of it to last a lifetime. They have a loving spouse and an estranged child. When the heir told of their romantic inclinations, Capri thought about beating those thoughts out with a stick, but ended up banishing the kid from the home instead. Jerry is a creepy kidnapper. There's no way around that. Their latest plan is ambling near stadiums wearing a cute mascot outfit and swiping kids who want to take a photo. It hasn't really worked thus far because of the crowds, but when it will, they'll demand a substantial ransom. Emiko worked hard their whole life, but when retirement knocked, they switched to full fun and games mode. These days they've spent more time taking care of their garden, but most of the time playing team-based online multiplayer shooters. Magnus is an experienced brewer who produces artisan beer. Their specialty is a microbrew, but they have also experimented with nano and pico brew. They are currently building an experimental brewery capable of producing femtobrew. That's very weird, but whatever. Moving on. Praise the revelations, cries Graham, the often so-called right-hand person of Mercury St. Iones of the Path of Glory. Little is known of their past, only that they joined the commune at the very beginning. They are seen as the organizational brain behind the whole affair. As a child, Baltasar starred in a series of somewhat popular, if critically lambasted films. Mockery and the subsequent demand to prove themselves drew ruin to their psyche. They soon spiraled into alcoholism and drug abuse, until they met Mercury, who invited them to join the all-downtrodden at the Path of Glory commune. Lucas has lived a calm and content married life, having raised 3 kids and helped raise 7 grandkids. Yet they've never felt particularly happy, up until a moment 5 years ago when they admitted and accepted their preferred sexual orientation. Their family was very supportive. Two people with a religious background have to die. So, you can live, because I'm disobeying the rules. I don't want to do what they say anymore. You die. And you die. You die. You die. And you live. Oh. And you can die as well. And now let's go see the cat about our performance today. As you enter, you see the cat supine, waving her paws in the air as if trying to bat something invisible. All of a sudden, she turns her attention to you, a devious glimmer in her eyes. The cat continues to stare, her tail whipping back and forth in a manner that feels disappointed. I was right to avoid most of these deaths. Lady Poddington sits in complete silence, an accusatory look adorning her face. Whatever, cat, I'm leaving. The cat blinks, then slowly turns away, signaling her complete indifference of you. Good. And we got no money for the day, but I don't particularly care. Let's see. Ex-child actor escapes commune, speaks out on the secret constant abuse happening at the Path of Glory commune. Second in command still at large after police raid the Path of Glory compound. Path of Horror. Rumors of abuse, extortion, and kidnapping have been going on for several years, source reveals. Rector of Sedoston High School found dead. Guess they're a die reactor now. A local jokester notes. Senior citizen creates support group for other elderly with questions of sexual preference. Unknown mascot struck dead by lightning in the middle of day. Stadium officials confused. Black holes set to end all life. Reporters just coming in. It seems a hostage situation may be taking place at the courthouse. Good day, Grim. The world is a wondrous thing. Oh, what I have seen out here. Now, do try to balance out the turmoil of yesterday. Success can be forged, with a handful of deaths, yes. Quota for the day. 3 humans have to die. Sparing humans with a law background. An unforeseen logic guides our hand, but with logic nonetheless. Fate. Well, let's lay these out and get started then. First we have Anna. Anna has worked as a judge for 20 years and loves her job very much. Not so much because of the bringing of justice, but because of the political power the position brings. And Anna likes having power and influence a little bit too much. Henry is a devoted member of the church with a weakness for pastries and crime novels. Ever since reading a book about crafty monks at a secluded monastery, they have dreamt of saving their family using fancy deductive abilities. Little do they know, this exact opportunity will soon present itself. Jonas leads an enviable life of moral integrity. They have figured it out in their prime. They enjoy the fruits of their well-established position. When not engaged in upholding the law, they dabble in a vineyard, which started as an elaborate joke related to their name. Jake, a self-prescribed chemist, loves to create new interesting recipes for their kitchen. Jake's latest work involves mixing opioids and uppers. They also enjoy showcasing their new inventions at the local club scene. Yes. It has been said that Matthias talks too much, however they themselves think they may not be talking enough at all. Space radiation is their passion, and they are endlessly fascinated by black holes. Amy is a gifted hunter who has recently found a way to make a decent living with their skill. They hunt the elusive mountain cats for their fangs, which are thought to cure a multitude of health problems. You're going to die, because I don't think I really care for you. I'm going to start doing on what I want, and not what they want. Let's see. I think that you can live. You, on the other hand, can also live. And you die. Don't need people going ODing out of nothing. And you can die. And so can you. Well, you can live, actually. That's what I meant to say, anyways. Now we go up to the cat again. The cat seems to be in a slumber, occasionally emitting a soft snore-like purr. Wake up, cat. I don't have all day to waste. Sluggishly, and with disdain for your discourtesy, the cat sniffs the usual pile of documents waiting on the table. The cat continues inspecting the documents for a few seconds, then turns away, seemingly pleased. Great. I'll be off now. Don't need all this going on. Now, let's go and sleep. Someone said I like reporting to the cat, and that's completely untrue. I don't like reporting to the cat. Anyways. Real cute. Thanks, cat. So I can't even do my job because the cat took the documents. I'm going to go kill that cat. The cat lunges on the table, brushing her ear with her paw. What the hell, cat? The cat pauses for a moment, then continues brushing herself, indifferent to your acrimony. I know you stole my files, you jerk. Before the cat has a chance to respond, the phone rings in an ear-piercing metallic clatter. You hear a familiar voice.
Hello? Hello? Lady Portington, is Grim there?
The cat replies absent-mindedly.
Oh, goodness. Grim, I heard that. I understand the job can be stressful, that these decisions do not come lightly. But you cannot let everybody live. Such actions will have serious consequences, even if you cannot foresee them.
I didn't want to let everybody live. The cat took my files.
Trust me, it will be for the benefit of everyone. Understood?
Something happened to the files. They were gone.
What? Could you repeat that? All I hear is static.
I said the cat stole the files.
No matter. You know what the job entails, Grim. I implore you to take it seriously.
If this cat gets me fired, I'm going to throw it out a window.
I do hope we will not have to repeat this discussion in the future. Think before you act. That is all.
I did think. I thought hard about how I'm going to take out this cat. I really, really hate this job. Alas, the cat has already fallen asleep. She purrs softly, contented. Nothing else to do but leave. Whatever. Hashtag cat should die. Yes, the cat should die. That way I won't have to worry about it taking my files again. Alright. Anything on the phone? No? Fine. Morning, Grim. I expect you in my office for your performance review after you're done today. Don't worry about that right now, though. Focused on the task at hand. Quota for the day. 5 humans have to die. Anyone related to the transportation industry has to die. Choose humans at the left side of the profile bundle. The left side. Bjorman gives her physiology lectures at the local university and writes self-help books as a hobby. Oh, whoops. They mix vague political and philosophical content into their lectures, although they lack any knowledge or education in either of those areas. Somehow they haven't been fired. Lakshmi used to work in the animation industry, but grew increasingly tired and stressed due to lengthy work hours. These days, they're self-employed, running their own tiny art studio and taking commission from businesses to just general fan art enthusiasts. Long-distance trucking can be really boring, or frustrating, or meditative. It gives plenty of time to contemplate issues or listen to audiobooks and podcasts. At least that's what Shizuka uses the time for. Their aspiration is to one day not drive trucks across the land. A liar and a grifter, Frankios is an ex-politician who has spent many years writing books of ignorant nonsense. These words and actions have caused a veritable butterfly effect of misery on a global scale, which they now profit off of. Albert is an incredible human being, as in never in all history has there been anyone who destroyed so many humane and social systems with such nihilism and greed. They all stop at nothing in their quest to squeeze out any sort of profit, or any short-term profit. Eswari found religion after hitting rock bottom. After selling a family clock radio for a tiny fix, they got mugged in the alleyway, but found help in a nearby church. After living through withdrawal, their life felt filled with an otherworldly warmth, so they devoted themselves to helping others in situations similar to what theirs had been. Lucian has been teaching the undergrads for nearly 30 years now. They're well known for their welcoming demeanor, yet whispers travel about shady and inappropriate deeds with students. Melina is stuck right in the middle of taxi mafia with her 4. They've had their tire slashed, their car chained to a traffic signpost, the front window painted, and the interior of their car filled with foam. They're now considering joining an app-based rideshare service. Merrick is getting old, but they've had a big hand in keeping the city council stable. Although a little too resistant to change, they know how to keep people at peace and resist the influence of political fringe groups. So, let's get deciding then. Oh, I didn't realize I could actually write with this thing on the notes. Interesting. Well, let's see. You die. You can live. You live. And you die. You die too. And you can live. Die. Live. And live. That should about do it, I think. Yes. Well, I guess it's about time we go and talk with the cat again. Unless, oh, Fate's actually back in his office for once.
I have returned. Did you miss me?
I just work here.
I certainly missed your droll demeanor. Straight to work, then. So, okay, yes. Today is your 2-week performance evaluation. But before that, we must quickly check your daily conduct. Where did I place those papers, please? Where are you? Ah, here we go. Right. Seems to be correct, or whatever. Let us proceed to the more important evaluation.
Fine by me.
Curious. What to do with this? What to do? Overall, I am extremely pleased with your progress. You are an extremely loyal Reaper.
I just do what I can to get out of this stupid game.
In fact, I have never met one so loyal, so dedicated. I remember when I was inspired. Perhaps it is time. I have to tell you something you cannot speak of to anyone. If you do, all will be denied, and you will face grim repercussions.
I'm listening.
I have grown tired of it all. This tedious existence, these humans, the endless tirade of death.
Oh, really?
escape.
We who?
How long I have been doing this? I'm
No
barely
idea.
remember myself.
I've only been doing it for about an hour and 10 minutes.
I am exhausted and sick of it all. I wish to stop, but no one can leave until the job is done. But if the great dying claimed them all,
Great
then
dying?
I could be free and claim the rest I deserve. So I have been helping it along. The great dying. There will be no equilibrium. All the humans will die. I will no longer be necessary and can fade away. And you, my Reaper, can help me achieve this goal. I have noticed your distaste for the humans. You have wished to end more of them. Well, your wishes align with mine. Just follow my rules.
I don't wish to kill all of them, only the ones that deserve it. I don't think this is right.
It is too late for doubt, Grim. The gear turns. Thank you for listening to an old and tired being. Here, a gift. You may have already seen it in the Emporium. It is the Threnody to Desolation. It may bring you insight and inspiration.
I don't know what that is, but I'm a bit concerned now. Back into the office we go, I guess. A never-ending storm brews. Mayor cuts ribbon in new mall. People clap. Popular politician commentator dies of heart attack. Infamous CEO sails their enormous yacht directly into a beach, found impaled on a tree. It's a miracle. Aswari's Shah saves thousands of lives with their 10-step program and setting up support centers all over the country. Multiple attacks on Shah churches, suspected to be mob-related. Kozu Bohemian Waffle House gaining popularity. Go check it out. Congratulations, Grim. You passed the performance review, as expected. But let us not dwell on the past. I need you to focus on the future. This will be a tough day. Be attentive. Also, we seem to be able to actually move these things. Seems to make music whenever I do that. Well, I have to kill a total of 6 humans. 3 humans with a scientific background have to die. At least 2 humans aged 30 or younger have to die. Humans are so easily corrupted. Good reaping. Fate. I don't think I particularly care for Fate's decisions here. Riku has built a fully automated spam bot, sending thousands of emails a day. No. When still in their early 20s, Glory harbored some edgy and extreme views on society and the world in general, up until the point that they grew up and calmed down, readjusting their innate interest or social issues, or societal issues to gain a greater knowledge of history and the myriad structures that affected our lives. You're fine. I'm just going case by case at this point. I don't care about the grander scheme. I just want people to live and die as they need to. Johan is doing okay in school, and they've even gained a couple of good friends, one of whom they have a crush on. Their parents are about to leave town, which means it's about time to throw a huge party. Fine. Live and have a party. Who needs statistics when you have fancy algorithms and amazing concepts like AI and machine learning? Not Anya Karpova, that's for sure. They just put the data in and regard the results as absolute truth, requiring no critique. The almighty machine knows all. And that's how you get robot uprisings. No. Omega's the only robot I trust. Amanita has dedicated her life to researching the end of days. When not working, they take their pile of dogs for a walk and snobbishly drive around in their vintage car, even though the battery is chronically empty. Otherwise, they have no personal or productive use whatsoever. You can live. Fine. Anson loves to sin and is committed to performing all the 4 deadly sins daily. They live in a cave outside the city, avoiding law enforcement. Yeah, you're dying. Next up is Christopher. Christopher opens a Waffle House in the middle of Cacti City to have a reason to claim a legal income, but avoid customers. When a hiker finds the place, which sometimes happens, Christopher starts sweating profusely and attempts to cook with 10-year-old ingredients. Money launderer, you can die. Stay there. And last but not least, Kenzo. Kenzo is deeply intrigued by the universe and its mysteries, but doesn't enjoy leaving their hometown. They would never consider boarding a spaceship, but they love to look at the universe from the comfort of their own home. Having witnessed quite a few UFOs, they're slightly worried about the universe visiting us. You can live. You're not hurting anyone. And up we go.
Grim, my grand accomplice, welcome.
I wouldn't get so chummy if I were you, Fate.
I forgot to ask you yesterday. How did it feel going through almost a whole week on your own?
Basic. One day follows another.
Just so. Even we cannot stop the constant advance of time.
True.
Well, let us quickly go over the usual administrative matters. The papers. You have marked fewer deaths than required. I really hope you would avoid such errors by now.
And I hope to get out of here, but we don't always get what we want, do we?
Honestly, this corporate mandate is growing a bit tiresome. Oh well, what must be done? This reminds me. Have you any questions? It has been a while since we had a personable dialogue.
Not really. I'd rather get back to work.
Until tomorrow, Grim.
Until tomorrow, Fate. Let's see. Man claims to have saved Earth from aliens. Research shows a slim chance of survival for a small number of the population. Welcome to Our History, a new series on the structures behind the shifts and changes of societies. Body of a suspected sinner found in a cave, crushed under a pile of loot. Massive house party leaves disaster in its wake. Anonymous attendees report it was a heckin' good party. Look here, Grim. How about we try out some brand new methods of strengthening the equilibrium? I have great faith in these techniques of a more structural nature. Quota for the day. A total of 2 humans have to die. The humans on the opposite ends of the profile bundle must die. So this one and this one are considered dying for this day. So, who are they? Franklin considers themselves a hotshot pilot, having modeled their demeanor after an action movie they saw at a young age. They wear large sunglasses all the time, drive around on a motorcycle, and attempt reckless stunts in their aircraft. And you. Don Fiorino tries to model themselves after the old mafia novels and films, without realizing those stories are made up by authors who had no connection or understanding to organized crime. Soon enough, they'll realize there are no honor codes and family bonds. Crime is just crime. And you. After graduation, Caleb went to work at the Acadia Institution, where they have been researching strange experimental pathogens. The goal is to achieve a potential breakthrough in human cell regeneration. It's a pretty dangerous job, as it oftentimes involves the use of very sharp instruments. Dea paints nudes and nudes only. For some reason, these paintings don't sell very well, and they've been playing around with the idea of pivoting into a life of sin after being inspired by the heroic death of a prominent sinner, Anson. You die. You live. And you two live. Now, get out of my office. it's about time we go and talk with Fate again.
Grim, my fellow colleague, I have been deliberating a matter. Perhaps you can be of assistance. Should I become a writer? I could write many compelling works of fiction. I am an antique, after all. I have
Sure.
much experience.
Why not?
Why not? Indeed. Why not? I shall
Weird
continue
question.
my contemplation. But for now, it is time for daily feedback.
Fine.
You have marked fewer profiles than necessary. No choice but to log a reprimand. It is already your third week here. I do not understand how this keeps happening.
It's happening because I want it to. The cat mutters a hypothesis.
Well, off you go now. I must return to my deliberations.
Fine. Let's go to bed then. And yet another workday. I think we'll do this last day, and then we'll end the stream there. Human regeneration, just around the corner, or just a pipe dream? A crackdown on organized crime as police seize a major shipment of narcotics and firearms. Foolhardy pilot buzzes air traffic control tower, gets fired immediately and banned from flying any aircraft for at least 20 years. CEO of the What social media platform planning to open a museum of antiques and relics. All humans on the bottom are have to die. A fresh idea. I hope you are still well motivated for our performance discussion. You'll be required to demonstrate utmost precision today. Keep the chaos away, will you? Cheers. Fate. Achak co-owns a logging company where they work as a lumberjack. Although they comply with environmental regulations on paper, they occasionally clear protected habitats by mistake, destroying homes of thousands of endangered birds. Die. Walt grew up with the dream of owning an independent film studio, of which they established with a partner when they were just 23. In the past 20 years, the small Frolics Productions has grown into a most expansive producer of artistic entertainment news content in the world, bringing a diversified variety of joy and cheer to all. So what he's saying is, he might have made The Simpsons go on longer than it needed to. I'll let you live, but not for much longer. Vivian works with children with learning disabilities and helps them learn musical instruments. They also sing in a choir. At home, Vivian takes care of their 4 wonderful cats. Fine. Live. Garnet loves photography, hiking, and painting and visual journaling. They are diagnosed as bipolar, but have managed to figure out a way to deal with it. As such, they are mostly happy. Garnet often volunteers at a local art gallery. You can live. Legitimate researcher or greedy tomb raider. Consensus has not yet been reached when it comes to this noted archaeologist. For the past 5 years, they've been digging up artifacts from around the Ferden region. You can be let go from life. Sifiso constructs buildings. Not much else to do, or not much else to it. They try their best to manage balancing between the demands of the clients and the experimental ideas of architects. In their spare time, they like carving small sculptures. Fine, live. Asana is a therapist for marital and intimate matters, mostly focused on helping those of an older age. They're always trying to promote an active and healthy lifestyle in all matters. Their favorite pastime is playing with their 3 dogs. Live. I've made my choices. Now take it.
Deathspawn, I have been ruminating on the humans. They vex me.
Oh, really?
Why do they exist? Their presence still seems unnecessary. Would it all not be simpler without them?
No. We need them. they weren't around, then I wouldn't have met her.
A system of mutual dependence
And I wouldn't be around either.
that we have some hold on the steer.
I have doubts about your plan, though. What about alternatives?
Such as
Let's help them build some sort of a utopian society, maybe?
and what help would that be?
If they could achieve immortality, you might be set free, technically.
Alas, if only that were possible. But it
We
is
are
not.
immortal, aren't we? What's the difference with humans?
We are essentially magic, while they are mundane reality. Realistic matter which succumbs to realistic forces.
So what you're saying is we're basically just particles of dust.
Atoms, cells, proteins, endless biological processes. They will always break down because they exist in a land of rules, of laws, of physics.
Well, let's break the rules.
The end is inevitable, and for it to be different, the whole universe has to change. But then it will not be the same reality.
But what if it's worth a try?
Grim, everything would have to be remade with different rules. And for that to happen, this world would still have to end first. That is the dilemma. Recreating the universe using fundamentally different physics and logic. Or just let him go. Forget about it. We can go into the sweet release of nothingness when none of this matters. Grim, if there is nothing, there is nothing to worry about. It is just easier that way.
But is it supposed to be easy?
You are young, and I admire your ideals. Time will make short work of them.
I'm plenty old enough.
Well, I appreciated the discourse. Good night.
Whatever. Anyhow, I think we're going to end the stream there, so thanks everyone for watching, and be sure to like this stream or check out other videos if you want. So, we'll see you all next time, maybe with more Death and Taxes on another stream.